I could have been stopped doing this shit. Only reason I do this shit cause the real niggas asked me to. A fake nigga couldn't relate to me. Top gunner, check me out. Only us, check me out. Strap her with a kilo, check me out. Put her on the bus, check me out. Stand up nigga, check me out. Always 100, check me out. You can bring the work back, check me out. If you don't want it, check me out. See mama love me, that's my baby, but papa left me, yeah he left me. I put a bitch on timeout if she upset me, that's a fact. Fuck with me, you won't regret me. Still on the mind of every hoe trying to forget me. I get them things across the border. Your man on trial, but you won't go get him a lawyer. What's up with that? You popping bottles, you getting fly, but you don't send commissary to niggas that's inside. See, we don't coincide, we don't live by the same rules. And we done got hungry, these lanes became full. Real niggas in my corner, you know that I can't lose. And I can't go to jail for a body they can't prove. Got niggas in the fence, they never coming home. Can't never see they daughter, only talking through a phone. And you know we screaming free you forever. Treat your kids like they mine. Wait your turn, real nigga. You get rich in due time. I feel like Nino when he first opened the Carter. Check me out. I feel like Tony when him and Sosa became partners. Check me out. Bring me out crab legs and grilled shrimp for starters. Filet mignon for my main meal. I'm a mobster. Ruger rap. Top gunner, check me out. Only us, check me out. Strap her with a kilo, check me out. Put her on the bus, check me out. Stand up nigga, check me out. Always 100, check me out. You can bring the work back, check me out. If you don't want it, check me out.
Man, how's everybody doing, man, tonight? TGIF. Hope y'all had a great weekend. I mean, a great week. I had a great week. And I'm glad to see y'all. For those of you who watch the channel, you know that I've been away. I haven't did a live stream since last Friday. No, since last Wednesday. I skipped Friday, Monday, and Wednesday's live stream. And that's a reason for that. I got a schedule. And like I told y'all, this year, I'm putting everything aside and devoting all my time to the YouTube channel, all my energy, everything. So if you don't see me, it's a reason. You know what I'm saying? It's not I didn't feel like coming, or I didn't have nothing to talk about. Or it wasn't one of those. It was a reason. So let's get into the reason why. Well, excuse me, I'm sorry. Why I've been away. And I did drop one episode. I'm supposed to drop 2, but I dropped 1 episode of my BodyCam breakdown series titled Black People This Is Why, that I drop a new episode every Tuesday and Thursday. I dropped one of those episodes this week. I didn't get to drop the other one, and again I'm about to get into why. I've been dealing with a little health issue, not nothing major, just a little simple little health issue that's been ongoing. And you know, you go to these doctors. I got a family doctor, so you know, you go to these doctors and they prescribe you a medication, and the medication that they prescribe you have side effects, which leads to you taking another medication which has side effects, which leads to you taking another medication, and eventually your body can't take all that and you just die, right? So what I did was I did my research, and I ended up going to see a DO, which is a doctor of osteopathic medicine. They supposed to come from an aspect of not so much treating, but healing, a more holistic approach. At least that's what I thought. But I was seeing this doctor, great guy, very respectable guy. And it was the same thing. I'm gonna prescribe you this. I'm gonna prescribe you this. And you know, of course, I do research, so I looked up some of the things and the side effects from the medication that he prescribed me. And it's funny, one of the meds that he prescribed me The side effect is that it can give you glaucoma or cataract. Now, I've had three eye surgeries, two on this eye, one on this eye for cataracts. So again, we know we're not going to be taking that medication, but I want to tell y'all this, and y'all can take this to the bank. Prayer and fasting will heal you of anything. I don't care about nothing. Prayer and fasting will heal you of anything. And now I'm back here. I'm 100%. I feel great. And that's why I was away, man. So y'all keep your boy in your prayers. But you know, I pray for myself, and I'm all is well. But yeah, that's just what I wanted to say on that. Why I had been away and hadn't did these live streams, because I do these live streams every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday where I talk about a whole bunch of stuff, everything you can think of, from relationships to religion, politics, social issues. But I got two important subjects I want to touch on today. And of course, the schedule is back on and popping Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'll see y'all Monday. Um, but I got two interesting subjects I want to speak about today, and of course, I'm sure you guys see in the description. Um, and we're gonna just jump right off into it. You know, 8 years ago, I began to deepen my relationship with God, and this is why I always know who really serve God and who really don't. Who a Christian actually following Christ versus a churchton, somebody who just go to church and get up in the motions on Sundays or whatever, right? When you begin to follow Christ, Christ is the truth. His Father is the truth. As the devil is the father of lies, God and his son is the father of truth, right? So when you begin to seek God and you begin to seek God and his son, Jesus Christ, and you're filled with the Holy Spirit, what happens is you begin to see everything not as they should be. You begin to see things for what they are. You begin to be opened up to truth because the Father of truth is going to open you up to the truth because the truth shall set you free. And, at that time, it was a big thing. Politics had begun to get really like a big thing. Before Donald Trump, we got to be honest about it. If you want to say Obama, you can do that, but I say Donald Trump. But really, around that time, that's when politics has become like a culture thing now. Like it's real popular. Everybody like before then, who cared? People under 50 didn't care about politics. You know what I'm saying? For the most part. But now everybody has their say. Everybody has their opinion. Everybody, is open about who, you know what I'm saying? Politics have become a big thing in family circles, friend circles, work circles, even though say is not supposed to be talked about at the workplace. And around that time, of course, I grew up in a Democratic household. But it wasn't like a Democratic household. A lot of black people, they don't even really understand politics to the point they just vote Democrat because it's just been passed down from generation to generations, and they were lied to and tricked to believe that the Democratic Party cared about them. But I'm not gonna go too much and too deep into that. I want to stay on topic. And so around that time, I began to seek God, and He began to open my eyes to certain things. And of course, at that particular time, it was 2018. Trump had been elected 2 years. And of course, again, being a Democrat, while I was just saying all of that, I was a Democrat. I voted for Hillary, supported Hillary, believed the nonsense of all the lies that they said about Trump the first time. Funny how silly you can be. But anyway, some people still believe these lies. But again, excuse me. So I began to get close with God, and I began to see certain things from a different aspect. And one of the first things that I began to see was Donald Trump wasn't who he was said to be. Everybody made it like this man was this evil, white, racist, antichrist, just you name it. And because I was able to see things from the lens of God, I began to see that God chose this man for this specific position. We know God chose people for his own reason. And there's always somebody who we probably wouldn't pick as people, going back to even if you talk about it in scripture, when they asked the people, who do y'all want, Jesus or Barabbas? They chose Barabbas over Jesus. So we as people always pretty much choose the wrong people, because the thing that we look for, God don't look for. That's why the scripture tells us that God looks at the heart, man looks at the outer appearance. So we gonna always be tricked on who we should pick and who we would like because of our personal feelings, our personal culture, our personal upbringing, and things like that. But God is always going to pick somebody that He knows. Doesn't matter how we feel about it. Somebody that He knows is going to fulfill His purpose and bring glory to His name. And however that may be, you may look at it and say, "Well, this man is this man is that." But again, when He's doing certain things that you don't understand from a biblical standpoint, from a just the things that he's doing and he's done. But again, and so I begin to see that and I begin to support him, and and so I was trying to, but I was noticing also a lot of things just dealing with black community. And I all my life I've been in the black community, I've been in the hood, and even at one point in time was a part of the nonsense and the degeneracy. And I was and I just didn't realize that, damn, we really got an issue. And the issue is not white people. The issue is not Donald Trump. The issue is us. I begin to see this all of a sudden. It's like it slapped me across the face. And so what happened that I begin to want to speak about it and speak about it. Of course, you're gonna get pushback because you got a group of people I'm talking about black people, you got a group of people who have been told for the last 76, like 70 years that everything you do is not your fault. It's because of racism, it's because of slavery, it's because of Jim Crow, it's because of the evil white man. Of course, the last 10 years it's been because of Trump. It's not because your father didn't left you to be raised by your mother, and your mother was frustrated and projected anger on you and all of these other kids that raised like you. When y'all in a bowl together, y'all destroy each other. It's not because y'all have more babies out of wedlock than anybody. Y'all kill each other y'all self. It's not because of y'all. It's not y'all fault. It's the white man's fault. It's somebody else's fault. So now when you have somebody, of course, of the black race who trying to course correct and say, "Hey man, look, this is not their fault." And as long as we keep looking at them thinking it's their fault, we gonna keep. It's almost like it's almost like I'm trying to use an example. I'm trying to come up with a quick analogy of something that's hurting you hurt yourself, but you blame. But I'm like, I can't even think of it right now. I'm saying like it was, and what happens is it's perpetuated to generation to generation to generation to generation, and it's like and still to this day, people are raising, projecting victimhood on their children. And it's just so sad. And we look at the thing that going in our own community and we don't say nothing. We don't have that same energy. And listen, man, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. But I don't want to go too deep off into that. I want to stay on my topic. What I'm saying is I seen that and I was looking around and I was trying to, because strength come in numbers. And you ain't no one man could do nothing on his own. He need a team. He need to be a part of somebody else who have the same common goals as he do. And I looked around. I looked at the hotels, the black conscious community, the Muslims, everybody, and everybody was still blaming somebody. But it was one group of people who I drew to, which was the black conservatives. And I looked at these people, and they was all pretty much people who held themselves in high regard. They had etiquette, they had decorum, they dressed well, they talked well, they handled themselves well, and they was criticizing the thing that going in Black America. Now, the thing is, how do we know if these people are doing this quote unquote grifting or are they doing it out of love? We know when somebody doing something out of love and whether they grifting when they giving a solution. If they're not giving us solution but just criticizing, of course they're grifting. But I've seen so many great people like um the Jesse Lee Petersons of the world, the Larry Elder, the Vince Everett Ellisons of the world, the Thomas Souls of the world. the Walter Williams of the world. Now that we look back, the what that dude name? I forgot that dude name, man. Damn, what that dude name was, man. Herman Cain's of the world. Uh, and then you had the new group come on, people like Candace Owens. Um, of course, she duped us all. I don't know if she duped us all. She just turned evil, but at this point, she's very evil and deranged. Um, and I'm just naming the ones who I feel like is a part of the solution. I'm not naming the ones who I feel like is grifters. What's the dude name? I think Officer Tatum. I would put him in there because he gives solutions. Um, who else, man? Chad O. Jackson. A few of those type of individuals like that, man, and they give solutions, right, on how to fix the black community problem. And so that's how you always able. It don't take a rocket science. You don't gotta have this hell of a discernment. That's the marker. Are they giving solutions, right? If they're not, they trying to get money, they grifting. But again, and so then I say, you know what? That's what I want to be a part of. I want to be a part of that movement, right? But show us poo-poo stain. I learned something about black people. And this is something that's gonna go into my last topic. I learned something about black people, man. And it's so sad, but it just is what it is. And I don't know at this point if it's gonna ever change. I just don't know. Black people, if both of them like blue, they gonna find a reason to fuss about it. They gonna find a reason to they can't get along for nothing. They have no unity, even if they got the same motive. Even if they're cause the same cause, they still can't get along. And this been going on. I remember back then you had Candace Owens and Angela King going at it against each other. And again, these two women came from two completely different walks of life. Them being together, reaching to their audience and bringing their audience together, and they both had two different reaches, could have done great things. But again, they couldn't get along for silly things. Montega, Kingface, two dudes who I'm actually cool with. And, Kingface ended up passing away. And I finally got a chance to chop it up with Montega on his issue. And he told me, but again, I just don't feel like, but I mean, it was because it was kind of that got kind of nasty. So I don't really want to get off into that. But I realized it's just like Candace and Kimberly Classic of Baltimore, which I like. And it just was getting, and I just realized because I felt like I thought this movement was about course correcting black people, constructively criticizing them to the point where they say, hold on, if we doing it this way and it's wrong, what do we do? Do y'all have a solution? Getting black people off the Democratic Party and just giving a vote to anybody. But like everybody else, before they get a vote, they get something for their vote. In other words, what are you going to do for us? Okay, that's what you're going to do. We're going to vote for you. If you don't do that, we're voting you out. Oh, you're going to get our vote again. But just giving our votes to you like 90-some% of black people do to the Democratic Party and don't get no ROI, it's just silly. And I thought that's what the black conservative movement was about. I know at that particular time, Trump was the one we was in support of. And it just, like I said, it just was a lot of mess. And then I just was looking at you, I was like, man, black people can't get along for nothing. So right now they got a situation going on, and it's just silliness. And this is why I say, you know what? I'm just gonna do the man of God. I'm a man of God, which trumps all of that anyway. And I'm trying to make people turn to Christ. Now, being that this is a Christ-oriented channel, that automatically makes a solutions-based oriented channel. And that's what I'm all about, solutions. So I have all the conservative value before me being a part of that movement. I just can't be a part of a movement that can't get it together because we need to get on one accord, set a goal, get on one accord, and catch that goal. All the silly differences, because the differences don't be about that. It don't be about nobody killing nobody, loved one, or you did it. This be bunch of little he say, she say, oh, I don't like this about this silliness. And it hurt us as a whole. It hurt us. This situation with Candace Owens hurt us so bad as a black conservative movement because people actually thought she was, and a lot of people still don't have no discernment, and they following this woman, and they thought, okay, man, and even Charlie, rest in peace, Charlie, man, great man, one of the big dogs in the conservative movement. You know, he realized, I don't know when he realized, but eventually he realized, man, this woman run her mouth too much. She can't be trusted with certain information, so I'm gonna just have to hold her back. And she took that personal. Look, man, he don't owe you to tell you now. Only person he owed his loyalty to was his wife, his children, and God. He no longer owed you his loyalty as a friend. He could tell you look at it as lying, but he was just misdirecting you or holding certain things back because he didn't trust you anymore because he knew how you were. And again, in his death, you're proving him right. You're yelling, and won't stop. His wife have asked you to stop. You're supposed to love this guy so much. If his wife asks you to stop, even if you feel a certain type of way, his wife asks you to stop. Stop. Let it go. But she won't. But she have became very deranged, very evil, very wicked. And I just don't understand it, man. She got a husband, she got 3 children, and all she seems to be worried about is other people's business. That means she is not taking care of her motherly duties, her wife duties. This woman is, she just at this point, I can't look at her no other way but a nefarious, deranged individual. Keep her in prayer, nothing against her, because at first I say, well, maybe the woman just grieving. We all grieve different, but stop. The woman, Miss Kurt, the Miss Kurt asked you to stop. Stop. And that's why I say, you know what, I just can't be a part of this. But I want to speak on the latest issue. So I was watching and I'm gonna put the because I'm not gonna react to it because it's like 2 hours long. But they got a dude by the name of Thomas Sotomayor. Some of y'all may know him. He's been real popular in the YouTube space. The hate black women movement. I don't want to get off into that. I'm gonna say a few things on that, but before I get off into that, um, you know, there's a new young lady who's up and coming in the black conservative movement by the name of Carmen JC. I love Carmen JC. She's a beautiful, amazing woman, very smart, very brilliant, very elegant, just amazing to me. Um, and again, because as black people, we can't get along for nothing. And also a lot of us have a lot of self-hatred that we project. So, talking side of my eye, he kind of came up back then when social media and YouTube was really catching fire. You know what I'm saying? So things for him ain't move along at his time as it is for the new people. And I think he jealous behind that. You know what I'm saying? But again, this dude have got his flower. He's been successful. He still is. Um, and so he gets her to come on his show to discuss, some conservative things. And what he really does is he baits her into a trap on his show to antagonize her because he's really jealous, right? And so he goes on this tirade against the poor young lady. She handles herself very well. She get a little flustered for a few seconds, but then she shake back. And let's get back to the conversation. What do you want to talk about? But he don't want to let it go, and it's about her hair. Again, my thing is this, and this is what I put in the comment section. This is what I down this hill. We got a lot of issues in Black America, right? A lot of issues. Um, and hair is not one of them. Who cares? Listen, man. Whatever, they got all kind of black women out here. They got black women who like to wear the fake bundle. They got black women who like to wear like the more Afrocentric hairstyles like braids or dreads or faux locks and things like that. You gotta find you a woman that wears the hairstyle that you like. I don't know if Thomas Sotomayor is married or whatever he got going on. But he brought the issue of hair up, and again, black women, I will say this here, they take that very personal and they get very sensitive about their hair, which she didn't. He just went on his tirade and just picked a fight with her, and again, like I say, I feel like the jealousy of her rise was his thing. So he said to himself, let me get home my show to try to embarrass her. And then now he goes on this, what I'm about to play in a few minutes, and he's talking about how she's grifting and, things like that. And he's just trying to attack her character, and she's trying to be a black conservative and all this for this and for that. And again, it doesn't matter. Because as I said, listen, man, this woman clearly states that she used to be on social media half naked. Um, she used to be on social media half naked and all of this and all that. So let's just say she is grifting. Her grift might get the ears of somebody who's serious. And I don't believe she grifted. Because let's be honest, man, grifting and being a black conservative can be very dangerous for you if you're somebody who are part of the culture. Because, bro, black conservatives go through a beating. And what I mean by a beating, not physical, maybe it can get physical, but black conservatives go through persecution from loved ones, from friends, from everybody. I know what it's like because I done went through it. So to say this woman just going through this for financial gain or fame and clout, could it be true? Absolutely. But do I think it's true? Absolutely not. Because she's very elegant the way she talks. She has a she point on point with everything. She even attacks black women. Now y'all know black women don't attack black women. And when I say attack them, call them out. That's what I meant to say. I know from their perspective, they look at it as attack, but it's not. It's constructive criticism that if you accept, swallow, chew, even though it might be hard to swallow, chew it, and digest it will help. And again, so like I said, we're gonna get over to this video, and he comes on there and he's speaking about all kind of things. He even speaks about Kevin Samuels because he was the Kevin Samuels before the Kevin Samuels. And him and Kevin Samuels always tell black people, I always tell people, Thomas Sotomayor, Kevin Samuels, and all the people that's like them, but those two are the big homies, the big dogs. They did more harm than they did good, right? And I say that because they held a mirror up to the black woman. Thomas Sotomayor is still doing it. But again, this is what I have to say about that. And this is why I say they did more harm than they did good. Number one, you're not gonna get through to nobody bashing. Excuse me. Especially black women, especially black people. You're not gonna get through to them bashing them. Number one. Number two, as black men, we cannot bash black women without bashing ourselves. Because every black woman you want to talk about that had this attitude, that had whatever, however they feel, majority of the time it's because of black man. Even if it's their father that was the start of it, by not being in their life. And them seeing their mom have to work hard to support them. And she's frustrated, angry, and she projected it on the children. And now the children, the daughters, they grow up and either be angry or they angry and they don't care about black men. They care about getting a degree or getting themselves into a position where they don't need a black man. And they beating their chest because now they're the leaders of Black America, whether who like it or not. Black women, our community, the Black American community, is the only community in America that is led by the black woman. And that's why it's in such a disarray. Because the woman is a great essential being. But her role in leadership over something that matters, like women judges, women voting, all that should be abolished. When it comes to things like that, that's serious, women cannot handle those situations. It's too much pressure on them. This is why you see the children are angry, so angry, because they've been raised in these single parent households where the mother is raising them by herself. She's overworked. She has nobody to come home and plug into and recharge like she's supposed to have a man. Some of them might have a male, but they don't have a man, right? A husband. And so they got all this pressure on them, all this pressure on them. right? They're frustrated, they're overwhelmed, and they project it on the children. And the children all in the same area, the Section 8, the black schools, and anytime they get together, they fighting and killing each other because that projection on them, because of the mother was left with them to raise them on her own. And she's not equipped to do that, right? It's designed for her to be with the children all day or do whatever she's doing all day, and her to be able to recharge by going to her husband, physically getting his arm or just being in his energy and recharging. But these women don't have that. They're recharging. They have all kind. Now they're recharging of therapy. They're recharging of antidepressants, self-medication, marijuana, liquor. That's their recharge now. All these degenerate males that some of them get attached to. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, going back to my original subject, man. We talk about bashing them. That's not the way to get through to them. We're gonna have to overcome hate with love. As black men, we're gonna have to stop leaving our families. And for the ones of us who getting involved with women that already have children, we're gonna have to love them down till they come back down and calm down and get back in their femininity. And then some of them gonna fall by the wayside. You know, I tell people all the time. I tell some of my brothers, some of my frat brothers, and if y'all don't know, y'all gotta catch my Wednesday live when I give my real like prison stories on my bed when I was in prison. I did 10 years in prison from 17 to 27, and I call all of my brothers that's now free, my frat brothers. We frat brothers at the fraternity of Penitentiary State University. But anyway, we always talk, and sometimes they'll be telling me, and we'll have conversations, and somehow we'll get together, and they'll speak about how they try to talk to the youngsters, and the youngsters just don't want to hear what they got to say. Some do, some don't. And I tell them the same thing going off with these black women. For the one that don't want to course correct and don't want to change and want to stay on that type of degeneracy that they own, listen, man, life always has a way of humbling people. Life will humble them. Those YN that don't want to listen, guess what? Life go humble them. When they end up in court with 100 years or they end up in a graveyard, life go humble them if they don't want to course correct. And the same thing with the black woman, because again, no one has to bash the black woman. She can get on social media and she can get anywhere that she want to get and beat her chest and holler about how she's the most educated and all of these things, which is okay, you're the most educated, which is not true, you're the most enrolled, but also you don't say you're the most in debt. Most black women are the most in debt. They lead the nation in STDs. They lead the nation in obesity. They lead the nation in single motherhood. They lead the nation in debt in it across the board. They lead the nation in being unmarried. They lead the nation anything, everything bad. Damn, they lead the nation in. But the only thing they doing is beating their chest on social media, talking about they lead the nation in home ownership. They lead the nation. They the most educated. Again, let them do them. Let them do them, man. Because again, Isaiah 4:1 is their portion. The ones who don't, I'm talking about the ones who don't want to course correct. Isaiah 4:1 is their portion. And life going to humble them. Life going to humble them. You don't gotta get on these apps and bash them and let life do its work. Let life reality run its course. Cause it will. you know. But for this bashing black women, that's but again, I understand dudes gonna do it for content. But one thing about it on this channel, that's not what we're about. We don't bash black women, we rectify the truth, but this is not a gender war channel. Because again, I always put the onus on the black man. It's your fault. The correction in black America is gonna come through God, through the black man. It's gonna trickle down to the black woman and the black child, but it's gonna start with you. So I put the onus on the black man. I don't got time to sit there and bash somebody who is beneath me. The woman is beneath the man. And I understand the black woman for the most part don't agree with that. She thinks she's above the black man. And again, that type of black woman, life gonna deal with her. Isaiah 4:1, right? But again, man, I digress. So let's get back on this situation with Thomas Sotomayor and Carmen JC. And I want to play these few videos. And I'll chime in. Let's see here. Because man, I didn't know. Let's see, which one was first? What kind of person do you become when people are afraid to tell you?
How do you feel about these new conservatives that are just kind of coming? They popping up everywhere, and they're not.
When what?
How do you?
Okay, so I want to start with this one. Now, this is my girl. Me and her actually talked about this. We came to a consensus on where we both stand. The beautiful Miss CJ shines bright. Uh, she's featured in this video. Also, my boy Blanche, another great guy. I like him and his content. Uh, and they both featured in this video with the guy that I was telling y'all about, Thomas Sotomayor, who was basically the Kevin Samuels before Kevin Samuels. Actually, he was a little bit more harsher and is a little bit more harsher than Kevin Samuels. He just full on hate black women. Him and Kevin Samuels. Now, I don't want to be too hard on Kevin Samuels, but the reason why I feel like they did for us and Kevin, because he's no longer with us, and Thomas Sotomayor doing more bad than they are doing good, is because, listen, man, like I said, everything I already said, but everything I already said, but Kevin Samuels, and I don't know their personal life. It could have been something. Both of them was married. Both of them got children with black women. So I don't know if it's something that happened to him personally, or as you can see Kevin Samuels, if you go see some of his older pictures, if you see this guy on the side of mine, they're not handsome men. You can see they were nerds, and we know how nerds get treated in school. And maybe that's just how they was treated, and they just projected all that when they actually turned up and the rabbit had the gun now, and they just projected all of that hate and bitterness that they had toward the same women who used to play on their top. Um, I don't know what it is, but this dude Thomas out of my yard. But Kevin Samuels, like some of the time, a lot of things he said was cool, and he did bring a mirror to the black woman's face and humble and help some of them, the ones who wanted actually help, and not just to call his show and get a gotcha moment. They all the ones who would he would disrespect women, call them bees, and talk about him, and I'm not with it. I'm not gonna never talk about no woman being ugly. I'll call her no B word. If I gotta talk to her in that manner, I don't want to be around her. And no woman is ugly. Either she's attracted to you or she's not attracted. Same thing with men. No man is ugly. Either he's attracted to you or he's not. That's just how I look at it. I don't call nobody ugly. I don't got that right. No matter who you are, you don't have that right. Because you didn't create them. God did. So unless you create people, you don't have the right to call somebody ugly. You can say they're attractive or they're not. That's the polite way to do it. He would call women ugly, call women the B word when they would argue with him. And I understood why he was doing that, but I just don't support it. And I don't think that's something that he should have been doing. He should have had more decorum, more etiquette, because that was his brand, being, oh, I'm so, so I just didn't respect that part about him. And I feel like he did more harm than good from that standpoint, because you can do a whole lot of good, but you can do one thing that's so big, even though it seems small, but it's so big, and it can just blow your whole name up in a bad way. And I think when he was doing that, calling women out their names and, all that, I just think he was out of line. But again, he was no nonsense. Now, this guy, Thomas Sotomayor, he's just over the top with it. But let's play. I'm gonna play this first video.
How do you feel about?
I'm gonna play this first video.
How do you feel?
Let's get into it. I'll play this first video.
How do you feel about these new conservatives that are just kind of coming? They popping up everywhere, and they're not really conservative. They don't really know what they believe. They seen a black girl wearing a Trump hat, and then they just kind of jumped on the Trump train. What do you think about?
That's my girl CJ Sign Bright. I didn't really like when she said that because what are you saying? Again, as I said before, when I was speaking about the beautiful Miss Coleman JC, what does it matter? They're learning. We all started somewhere. We all, when you say all of a sudden, majority, all of y'all on the screen, myself, a majority of black people were trained and raised to believe that we're Democrat. So we all of a sudden became Republican and became conservative. Why are we bashing new people that try to do that? And again, these people that scares people. And that's why I got up the bandwagon, because I thought this was about bringing us all together because strength come in numbers, not bashing people because they don't understand everything. And I noticed how they act. Like I would go to the banquets. I went to a lot of Trump rallies and they would have like banquets afterwards. And you would go around these dudes and they're black conservative, they're in their suits and they're all bougie. And I'm in Balenciaga or Gucci or I'm dressed how I dress Irving. And they turn, not all of them, I don't want to say all of them, but most of them will turn their nose up on you like, oh, you know what I'm saying? And just this how they act. And that's not how we supposed to be acting with each other. We are supposed to be gladly embracing each other, saying ourselves, listen, man, we're gonna meet you where you are. The devil's side, which is the Democratic side, lost another one. So whatever you don't understand, we understand. We're a little bit more seasoned conservative. We're gonna teach you. We're gonna let you follow the way. And again, once you get your name and once you get your brand, once you begin to, and I understand what she's saying. I understand some of the people that she pop shooting at, possibly. Like they got another rising star, Brianna Riddick. She's a black card decline across social media platforms. And sometimes she can come off as confused. But again, we not to bash her for that. Because just coming out in support of a black conservative movement automatically equals a persecution from your family, friend, and most black people. So just the fact that you came out public and did that, we should support you. This thing that we think you got right, or anything that we feel you got wrong, we can get that corrected behind the scenes. But for the bashing you out in the open, that's just not the way. That's never the way. Because there's already a lot of black conservatives that's closeted because they in fear of that. Man, I'm already knowing that my family and friends gonna turn on me, and now I gotta worry about these uppity black conservative that's gonna judge me. So man, maybe I shouldn't just say nothing. This is somebody that we could have possibly had in a movement in their part of the world. Every candle matters because my candle I might have a bigger flame on my candle, but guess what? Your candle might be a little small birthday cake candle. But if it join another candle, it could light another flame and light another flame and light another flame. This is about bringing us together. This is about getting black people off the Democratic plantation. This is about black people thinking for themselves, not as a group. And if it is as a group, a conservative group. This is about black people course correcting. That's what this is about. But again, this has become about who's more popular. And again, I'm going to address this in my next topic because black people operate off two trees. They're the only community that do. Let's continue. Let me finish playing it.
Those people.
I'll be honest, most of the blacks that I see on social media claiming that they're conservative, they're not. They're trying to get money off of a grip. It's not a real movement. It's not. Because if they were really what they were about, they would be living it already. There is.
And then another thing he said, they're trying to get money off a grill. I don't understand. Well, okay, if you make YouTube videos, you can get paid, and Facebook. So I ain't gonna say that. So maybe I feel. But again, this is the Tommy Sotomayor dude. He's a hater. He's very bitter and sour because he feels like he don't get the credit that he deserves. When he do, he's very successful. Everybody gotta give him his flowers and let it be known he the pioneer of the manosphere. He the pioneer or one of the pioneers of the red pill community. You know what I'm saying? I don't really know all about conservatism, but most of that go hand in hand. But let's continue.
no way, no offense, that this 35-year-old unmarried woman is now all of a sudden trying to talk like
Now he's talking about the woman I told you about, Coleman JC. He's the one who got her on his show and bashed her and beat her down over hair when they were supposed to be talking about conservative values and stuff to be solution based in the black community. He wants to talk about hair. Let's continue. I just want to give y'all what I'm talking about. He's the guy, and again, I'm gonna put the episode in the comment. That way, if you guys want to go check it out, y'all can go check it out. But the interview is like 2 hours long, over 2 hours long, and 30 minutes of it about other stuff, and the rest of the video and the interview is him grilling her over hair and black women wearing fake hair. Silliness.
Candace Owens, you're just trying to be Candace Owens light, and having me be just repeating the same talking points they heard somewhere else. I watch and I listen and it get on my nerve. It's the same thing that happened with the Manosphere. There was a bunch of niggas who saw a man talking about women, couldn't believe he talked about women like that, and they wanted to do the same thing. First they said it wasn't no real money in YouTube. Then they started telling them Social Blade, this nigga making this much money. Next thing you know, everybody had a mic, everybody had a show. They used to tell me, that's not a show, you do YouTube. Now everybody got a mic, everybody got a show, and niggas ain't went to school for it. Niggas ain't got nobody in their high school like them. Nobody, they never went to college. Nothing. Like they can't. None of these people.
And again, a lot of these dudes. That's what I be saying about some of these dudes that's quote unquote conservatives and quote unquote red pill because the light on. You could tell he was a nerd. You could tell Kevin Samuel was a nerd. You could tell Candace Owens was. You could tell some of these people were nerds. They were never a part of the culture. So when he say, "Oh, nobody liked him in that high school," Thomas out of my eye. Nobody liked you either, probably. 9 times you were a nerd. You look horrible. Now, most people look better as they age. So if you look the way you look now, we know how you looked in high school. Plus, you was a nerd. Some people could look a certain way in high school, look a certain way, but they was getting money. They was an athlete or something like that. There, you was a nerd. Then you talking about, oh, they didn't go to school for. You got to go to school to start a podcast or go to school to speak on an issue. Every year, like even one of my next subjects that I'm gonna be talking about. Listen, man, every year, if you somebody who actually actively educating yourself, every year, every day, every week, you are updating your software. So because I didn't go to school to talk on a microphone or communications or whatever you're talking about, I can't speak on a microphone. I'm speaking in general. Again, this dude is you could just see the way he talking, his mannerism. He's a cornball. You know what I'm saying? And he jealous of that woman. You feel me? He jealous of her rise because she didn't pass him up on most platforms. Of course, he might be a little popular at the moment. But again, people will listen to her before they listen to him. She's a woman. She's a pretty face. And he just, he all he ever did, you go listen to Thomas Sotomayor within the first 5 minutes, you're going to see what type of nigga he is. He hate black women. It's a point where you can correct black women, but there's a point where you just like hate black women. You don't got nothing good to say about them. And you can see where he act in the interview like a girl. Like he get all like this dude is a bozo, bro. But let's let it finish, man. 1 second, man. Let's let him finish. March Madness, baby.
I'm out doing all this talking. Why is it that none of us can show you how people in their high school used to listen to them, how they used to run things, how everybody? No, they got these new voices to the internet allows everybody to be whatever they want to be. Anton Daniels gets to be a new guy when he comes to the internet. They found out with
Now you talking about Anton Daniels. Now I got my likes and dislikes about Anton Daniels, but Anton Daniels he doing his thing. You feel me? He player and he keep it player. You can see Anton Daniels was another one. He wasn't really, you know what I'm saying? He's not an attractive gentleman, in my opinion, but it doesn't matter because I don't like men. But he's married, he got a family, he take care of his family, and he right now he real wealthy and he look like wealth. He look like money, you know what I'm saying? And so again, people like him, they jealous of people like that because he don't got no type of nut about him that's just, you know what I'm saying? But let's let him continue.
With Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels came on there and told y'all he literally repeated what I was. I have a degree. I have a degree, and I used to work in IT. He literally told my story. Became me.
Oh wow! I didn't know that. Blanche actually put me on to that. He was like, "You came out before." I didn't know that.
The other day, I showed him all the messages he used to send me, talking about he wanted to dress me up, and this was 2019. He was saying he wanted to dress me up. He wasn't even doing what I was doing.
Are you serious?
Yes, talking about how he was a huge fan. Yes, he had been a fan. He used to call in the show all the time.
He never gave he never paid homage though.
Well, they said when he first started, he would. See, they all do it. They will all say my name to get big, just like how Tommy say they'll do that when ain't nobody watching them. Gotcha. Once somebody starts watching them, they will then stop doing that. Okay. Then I'll become that.
But you want somebody to ride your dick so you want somebody to every episode just put you as a sponsor, just put your name. We used to be doing with Tommy Sodom. If you say the dude gave you credit, what did you want him to do? Kevin Samuels was way more polished than you was. Like I say, he did more harm than he did good as well. But again, you just a bitter, hateful, resentful bozo. But let's continue. Let the Tommy Sotomayor individual continue.
An adversary, because they have to break away from me because people will start saying, you sound like Tommy. Tommy say the same thing. So they get mad. So people start fighting against that. It's like comedians. When they get bigger, if they get bigger than you, even if they stole your joke, you sound like you hate.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this. Can I say this real quick? Mm-hmm. So Tommy, since I've watched him, has been the same. Right. These other people, like Kevin Samuels, I saw him when he first started. He morphed into a whole different person. He was like Kevin, then he became Kevin Samuels. So when I see these people, and like Anton Daniels, these people start out as something, then they become something on the internet. Whereas you have literally always been the same. And that's what I respect. I don't respect, we were talking about Trump the other day, how Trump has been the same since as far as we can go back. He's been the same person.
Before we went live with you, I went on your page and I saw even just some of the terminology. We cooked Corey Holcomb a couple of weeks ago when we were talking about the whole situation with Anton Daniels, but I saw that you even started the whole hair hat thing. I didn't know that.
That was mine. Hair hat and hooligan. Don't make them go and act a motherfucking fool again.
Tommy, that T1000. Listen, Tommy. That Terminator music, listen, when that show would come on, and that Terminator music would come, man, you used to have me cry, dude.
That was it was classics I created, if you think about it. It was classics I created. But you had people stealing it. Somebody showed.
Yeah, I'm gonna give him his credit. I don't want to come. I'm gonna give him his credit. He did have some great work. He got some great work. He got some entertaining work. But again, he don't have no work that gives solutions. We can sit on we don't, because again, all the stuff I said earlier, no one has to bash the black woman. When we look at the real statistics, she's bashing herself. Now, you somebody who hate black women that much, where you want to just sit down and listen to somebody bash black women all day, absolutely go listen to Thomas Sotomayor. And he say stuff that was true, and he rich, so they can't say nothing about him. They make him say he's not attractive. They can say whatever they want about him. He got money, he's successful, he's popular, and he telling the truth. But again, how's that helping? All that's gonna do is, because the way the black woman set up, all that's gonna do is make her more. That's not gonna help her change. That's gonna make her double down, triple down, quadruple down. And he do have some interviews, some episodes and things that some of his work over the years that I watched, and I, was entertained by it. But it had some type of something with it. But it wasn't just throwing darts, because I never was at that place. I'm at a place now with the black woman where, again, as I said everything in this video how I feel about that. And that's that. You know what I'm saying? I don't have time to sit on social media all day and bash them. What I do is offer solutions, the ones that's personally in my life, friends, associates, family members, friends, and the one that I'm gonna deal with them on the level that I deal with them on. If they not able to get on my type of time, we just won't deal. We'll mutually separate, and I don't need to bash you. Hopefully, you don't bash me, and that's what it is. Like, that's how dudes gotta be. Dudes gotta set themselves up in a position to where they can accept women or not. And when the woman come in their life, if that's that woman that they're not with, whether it be because of her hair, silly stuff like that, or because you know, my thing is this: if you get with a woman, right, you see a woman out and about, and you holler at her, you must be attracted to her, right? You must be attracted to her. Well, however her hair is at that present time. Now, if you catch her, she got her hair, if she got a bonnet on, that's another story. But if you catch her and you find her attractive with a bundle on, you can't expect to get with her and say, I mean, maybe you can. I'm just saying I wouldn't. I'm just speaking for me. If I holler at a woman, I see a woman, what's up, love? How you doing? And we get to linking and we get to kicking it. Again, for me, my thing is, I tell dudes all the time, I don't ask women for their phone numbers. I ask women for their social media. Because I want to go on your social media and see if you're a messy individual, see how if you're an attention whore, what kind of woman you are before I even get involved. Because if you're not, I'm saying at this point in my life, where I'm dating with a purpose, I don't even want your number. But if I go on your social media and I look at your social media and you seem to be somebody who I would be attracted to, then I'll ask you via DM for your phone number. Do that. And if you do that, go on the woman website, see her hairstyle. You somebody who don't like women that wear fake hair, don't mess with her. Just that simple. I mean, we got some people, I might even say it myself, hey, this hair that they putting and gluing and sewing in their head from all over the world, you never know which spirit's in it. And if it's some of the reason why the black woman head is so messed up, and I'm talking about spiritually, maybe you can go there with. But I'm saying I don't want to point and focus when we speaking about course correcting in the black community. I don't want to dwell on no goddamn hair. We have way more weightier subjects to tackle, right? And so again, he did what he did to her on his show, and that's what they're reacting to this video. And the next video I'm about to play, they're reacting to that, to the video, because it was blew up in a conservative world, because it was like, oh, you know, it was a big old, you know what I'm saying? So it was a big old thing. So they reacting about it, right? And he telling his side. Of course, she told her side. But again, you date a woman that's your. That's like if I date a woman. I know a lot of women like men with beard. I don't grow beards. I mean, I might have a little beard right now, but I'm going to get that shade because I don't like hair in my face. I like the come down and the thin mustache. And I don't like beard in my face, so I'm not gonna get with no woman and she be like, I want you to grow a beard. First of all, that's gonna be a red flag. I'm gonna be like, so you like with men with beard? I don't have a beard and I'm not growing no beard, and you didn't meet me with a beard. You didn't see no beard on my Facebook. So my mind gonna be like, man, a dude with a beard might turn her on. It might, you know what I'm saying? So again, when it comes to hair and all that stuff, yeah, you can make if your mate asks you how you think this look or what you think I should get or stuff like that. But ultimately, y'all job is as a man to keep yourself groomed, lined, and shaved up. And her job is to keep her hair done so y'all can be beautiful for each other and handsome for each other. But for this me tripping on black women and what they do with their hair, that's nonsense. That's foolishness. That's asinine. And that's what he doing, and that's what he did. But let's continue because he about to go into that too. So let's continue.
A guy yesterday on Facebook. When I used to do the song by 112, and I would play it whenever somebody would do something stupid, and I would go, "Stupid motherfucker, But you don't know, cause all you do is straight lie, stupid. You know this nigga sit there and saying that shit, and everybody's like, oh, that's funny, that's funny. You know, I was like, really?
How you feel?
What kind of person do you become when people are afraid to tell you the truth?
Now this again part two of a snippet of him reacting to the uproar that he did with the beautiful Miss Candace JC. And this is another video of him reacting to it with the same panel.
And that's where black women have come. Y'all only used to people telling y'all what y'all want to hear. Imagine me putting up a picture of my car and only wanting to hear people come in my comment section tell me how great it was. But if one person comes in and says something about it that I don't like, they hating that. A woman 400 pounds and everybody going there and tell her how good she looked. But somebody comes in and says, ma'am, you overweight. You a hater. You put that up there and invited all responses, not positive responses. But black women only invite positive responses. You can only tell them they're a good parent. You seen a woman sit up there and argue that people were questioning her nephews raping a girl. She went off on them. I ain't got to listen to nothing y'all say. You saw that?
I saw it was crazy. It was crazy.
When have you not seen a black woman argue something that was indefensible? What Carmen said was indefensible. And a smart conservative person says, I see your point, and it is contradicting the things that I'm saying. That's what Carmen did. You brought me here to ambush me. Ma'am, how did I know you felt that way about your hair? If I knew you felt that way about your hair, then sure, I would be able to ambush you. But I didn't know this way. And not only that, imagine saying, not only I don't like my hair, but trying to make everybody else with hair like yours hate theirs too by referring to it as nigger hair.
Yeah, that broke my heart.
It's one thing to say you don't like yours. Nope. You don't put a whole title on anybody that's got hair like that and called it nigger. Miss Conservative. But you don't want to conserve a black person saying, I shouldn't feel bad, just like you don't feel bad wearing your weave. I shouldn't feel bad wearing my natural hair. But you just tried to make me feel bad by calling it nigger hair. I didn't call your weave nothing. What name did I call your weave? I didn't call her weave a thing, nor yours. So why would the word be used to describe normal black hair as nigger hair? So I would be offended by this because I am raising two little black girls that I don't want to ever feel like if they don't want to spend thousands of dollars putting some Asian hair in their head to feel pretty, that they niggas now.
Well, at the end of the day, as a black father that you just said is actively raising your children, that's on you. And your job to make sure your daughters don't feel that they have to be beautiful when they have somebody else hair. That's on you, sir. But you can't project that on Carmen JC. If she don't want to wear hair and she called it nigger hair or whatever she called, well, she did call it that. And she said that she don't, like I say, I'm gonna put the entire interview in a comment description in case y'all want to go check it out. But again, that you waste a whole great interview and as educated and smart as this woman is on a topic that we need in our black community, you waste 2 hours on talking about her hair and black women's hair, which has no effect or no issue concerning the downfall or the chaos that we have every day in black America.
I don't want to feel like that.
If Tommy is asking her questions, right? We're talking about Carmen. That's not, in my opinion, badgering. It's not. Because he's asking her questions about a stance that she's taking on something. Y'all saying she's coming to defend herself. Nobody here says anything negative about Carmen the person. We are talking about her responses to Tommy in that live. This has nothing to do with her. We never said she's a horrible person. She'll have to defend herself from nothing. We're talking about what she said in the live. And again, Tommy said he wanted her to concede and just be honest about her position, but she knows if she's honest about that position, most black women know if they concede on the hair issue, they got to concede on all the other stuff too. You got to concede on Black Girl Magic. You got to concede on Queen. You got to concede on Guys. You got to concede on all of
whole house of cards comes down.
It's no big deal is what they always say. No big deal is the easiest way for them to say, you making a big deal out of it. You crashing out. You ain't supposed to argue with no woman. That's another one. So if I ain't supposed to argue with a woman, why is a woman allowed to argue with me?
I agree with that. I agree with that.
That's horrible what he just said. If I'm not allowed to argue with no woman, why is a woman allowed to argue with me? First and foremost, you're not supposed to be arguing. Again, this is the type of niggas that we have that's supposed to be doing some type of, or supposed to be somebody else we supposed to look at in our community as leaders. This man is and listen, men are not supposed to argue with women. I tell y'all all the time in my videos, and I'm always saying, women or children. Women or children. If you dealt with enough women, as many as I have, you will understand that. I don't have to go into detail, but I digress. What I'm saying is this. That's how women are women. You are a man. You are supposed to be the leader. You are supposed to be the God on earth to the woman. 1 Corinthians 11:9 tells us that the woman was put here for the man, not the man put here for the woman. Right? So to say that you're going to do what the woman do, well, you might well start taking dick too. And say if the woman take dick, I could take, like, come on, bro. Comparing yourself to a woman is asinine, feminine, and demonic. But again, I wouldn't expect nothing less from a guy like this. Let's continue.
What you probably don't know about me because you don't know me, but Blanche and April and them, I don't believe in any of that Black Girl Magic and all that. So Blanche, you're saying I can that it doesn't apply.
But you said you was the daughter of a king. You did say you was the daughter of a king. You might not believe in Black Girl Magic, but you believe in Black Girl.
Talking about Jesus. She's talking about Jesus.
Y'all don't have to defend it.
Okay, hold on. But listen, I'm gonna say this right now, right? In my opinion, I don't believe that Carmen thinks she's a quote unquote Black queen. I don't believe she believes that. However, her stance on the hair is Black queenish, if that makes sense. So right. Like Crystal, I'm sorry, Red Pill Brown Girl she is not calling herself Black queen and that stuff. She's not. But her stance of feeling the way she feels is Black queenish. It is, because the Black queens do defend their crown, and their crown is the hair. Now that's the crown. It's the hair hat. It is. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I knew this was going to be a touchy subject. Yeah. Everybody's not ready to have that discussion. Go ahead, Tommy. I'm sorry.
Oh, no. I was just saying that I look at a lot of this as if we're big enough to put our very perceptive eyes on what other people do, we should also be big enough to have someone put theirs on us.
And I'm sorry, we were supposed to tackle 2 subjects on this live, but we'll get into it Monday. I didn't realize what time it was, man. We about to get ready. I gotta go get ready and go catch. We're going to catch some of these college basketball, March Madness games. So I thank y'all for coming out, man. I hope you have a great weekend. And again, this is why I renounce, and I'm no longer a Black conservative. I'm just a man of God with conservative values that have solutions to help the Black community course correct. And that's what I'm always doing on this channel. And my owners and most of my things are going to be directed to the Black man, right? Because he's the one who's going to have to take control, man up, focus on God, not the pastor. Not saying that you shouldn't go to church or nothing like that or disobey your pastor, but God should be the leader of your household. God should be your leader. You should get your wisdom, knowledge, and understanding from God. God, Jesus, you, woman, child. And that's the only way our community gonna be fixed. And it's a very important subject I want to speak about at the second topic. The formula for Black community generational wealth. I gave a lecture about that about 2 years ago. And I wanted to play that. And again, I revised it, and I'm gonna revise it live and speak new information, update your software. So that's what we're gonna do on Monday live stream, and maybe we'll tackle something else. But again, I thank you guys for coming out. TGIF, y'all have a blessed weekend. And yeah, that's all I gotta say, man. But come on, man. We get new Black conservatives, man. We gotta embrace them, man. We gotta embrace them in their baby stuff, because we all was a conservative, a Black conservative, knew at one time. We had to learn. But yeah, man, I don't want to, say too much more. Again, I thank y'all for coming out, listen to your boy. God bless you. God bless your family. I love y'all. And I'll see y'all Monday, man. Peace, man.
I could have been stopped doing this shit. Only reason I do this shit because the real niggas asked me to. A fake nigga couldn't relate to me. Top Gunners, check me out. Only us, check me out. Strap her with a kilo, check me out. Put her on the bus, check me out. Stand up nigga, check me out. Always 100, check me out. You can bring the work back, check me out. If you don't want it, check me out. See, mama love me, that's my baby, but papa left me. Yeah, he left me. I put a bitch on timeout if she upset me. That's a fact. Fuck with me, you won't regret me. Still on the mind of every hoe trying to forget me. I get them things across the border. Your man on trial, but you won't go get him a lawyer. What's up with that? You popping bottles, you getting fly, but you don't send commissary to niggas that's inside. See, we don't coincide, we don't live by the same rules. And we done got hungry, these lanes became full. Real niggas in my corner, you know that I can't lose. And I can't go to jail for a body they can't prove. Got niggas in the feds, they never coming home. Can't never see they daughter, only talking through a phone. And you know we screaming free you forever. Treat your kids like they mine. Wait your turn, real nigga. You get rich in due time. I feel like Nino when he first opened the Carter. Check me out. I feel like Tony when him and Sosa became partners. Check me out. Bring me out crab legs and grilled shrimp for starters. Filet me young for my main meal. I'm a mobster. Ruger rap. Top Gunners, check me out. Only us, check me out. Strap her with a kilo, check me out. Put her on the bus, check me out. Stand up nigga, check me out. Always 100, check me out. You can bring the work back, check me out. If you don't want it, check me out.